Welcome back to the Grow Like a Mother podcast. I'm your host, Jill, time management expert, author, podcaster, speaker. And today I have a fellow Canadian with me, which is so exciting. I'm excited to introduce you to Jocelyn. She's a tarot reader, an intuitive guide, and a community leader who helps women deepen their connection to tarot for personal growth and empowerment. And as the founder of Ravenheart Tarot and The Coven, she creates inspiring courses, retreats, and experiences that blend wisdom, intuition, and fun. I am all about this. Welcome to the show, Jocelyn.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, Jill. So excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really amazing conversation. We're going to be diving into all things tarot, why it's not really like as mysterious as we might think, talking about how we can bring it into our everyday, which is something I like to do in a very elementary kind of way. But before we dive into that whole conversation, I wonder, can you give us sort of the Coles notes of how you got into tarot? Um, yes, let's
Yeah.
start there. How did you find this modality? What do you love about it?
Well, from a young age, I really felt a spiritual connection and an intuitive connection, but I would sit in the church pew with my family because we were, born in the, 70s, 80s. We're sitting in the church pew. I didn't feel that was where I needed to be or where I should have been. And yeah, it's kind of strange. And when I tell you a story, you'll think this is really strange. I've always wanted to do tarot. And around 2012, I joined a network marketing company. And they didn't do tarot, but what they introduced me to was spirituality in a way, because they introduced me to personal growth, which then introduced me into Gabrielle Bernstein and meditation and different modalities of spirituality and the secret manifesting. And then I said I'm going to buy myself some tarot cards and I'm going to play around with them, right? And I took some online courses and I could never really kind of get it. And then 2020 came and I had nothing to do because I was sitting at home and I was like, I'm going to figure this out. So I took some more courses and I started playing more. And the more I started playing, my husband said, the more a light was shining in me, right? And the network marketing company, I will always be beholding to them. I always love them, the lessons they taught me, but it no longer served what I needed. And so my husband said, just start reading tarot for people. That's where you wanted to go. That's what you wanted to do. But my biggest fear was somebody would come up to me and say, that's not how you do it. You're a fraud. You don't know what you're doing. And once you learn about tarot, it's interpretive, it's intuitive. You bring your past experiences forward, so it can't be wrong. Um, and then I've just started blossoming since then. Since then, I've decided I want to help other women like me. I want women to find their passion. I want women to find their spirituality. I want women to grow in their own bodies and love themselves and forgive themselves and have fun while doing it. And so that's like my journey in a nutshell. And yeah, my husband gave me the push that I needed to get where I am today.
That's so fantastic. I love that so much. You're following your dream. You were learning as you go, and then you took the leap to do it, and you're doing it with a mission to support other people, which is, I think, probably the reason that you're so busy and so successful with everything you've got going on is because there's that underlying sort of commitment to the greater good to others. And I think that that's sort of what spirituality is like, that
Yeah.
underlining tone, of course.
And I
Um,
think we've lost a connection.
yeah.
And not that I think we should go back to, do what you do you. If you want to go to church, but we've lost that community connection. We all work, or the majority of people work 9 to 5 jobs, which is, by the time you leave the house, it's 7 to 7, right? It's a 12-hour day. So you've lost that community connection. You've lost that spirituality and you don't make time for it in your life. And I like to teach women how to have a little bit and that there's no right way or wrong way to do it, right? There's no big rules.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be, um, a taboo, scary thing. I was the same as you. I bought a tarot deck just because I was interested, and it's the most hilarious one. It's one of affirmations. I've got a couple
Oh
decks
yeah.
now, but like it's just fun and funny and like a little light because I felt like for me that was a nice way to ease into it. Um, and I pull cards all the time.
Yeah.
I have decks for kids now. I've got four kids and they like to pull cards and we
Yeah.
just sort of have fun with it. And can you can you offer the listeners some sort of I guess guidance maybe is the right word, but how can we use tarot just like an everyday person who's never done it before? Is it accessible to everybody? Can
Oh,
anyone do it?
it is so accessible. And I teach an intro to tarot course, and that is my first thing. Like when we're teaching it, you are going to interpret the cards one way, right? So, you may love dogs. And so if you see a dog in a card, that makes, your heart is glowing, you feel loyalty, you feel companionship. But I may have been bitten by a dog as a young age, and I might see the dog in the card, and that's a fearful thing for me, right? So it all depends. And throw out the right or wrong and just look at the cards. So if you're going to pull a card daily, actually, I have a great ebook, and it's 365 um, days of tarot, and it's a shuffle for every day. And also, if you follow me on TikTok, I post them there all the time. But you can just shuffle your cards. Um, you stop when you feel, or if a card jumps out, that's my favorite thing, and just pull it and just think about it. Like, here's the devil. And so you might think, oh my God, the devil. But look at this guy. He's very alluring. He's very tempting. And that's what the devil is. The devil talks about temptation and addiction, and not from somebody else, but from yourself. Like, what is controlling you? If you look way down here, there, he has the puppet on a string. And that is the devil. So what is controlling you? I have a scrolling problem. I scroll too much. I play this stupid little game on my phone too much. And that is my temptation. I know when I've done that for too long, the devil has got me. So we all have our vices, right? And so that's what the devil card is telling me. So I don't want people to think, oh my God, the devil, he's so scary. He's not scary. He's telling you to look within and to fix what's not working.
I love that. And that's so fun that that's the one that came up because we could have easily gotten one that was like joyful and nice. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
that
yeah.
one supported this whole conversation so great, so perfectly.
Yeah, and
Um,
so naturally, like just
yeah,
came there.
yeah.
That's what I love
Now,
about tarot.
when people are starting to explore, and this is something that I know would be in your intro to tarot course, but for those who are listening who are brand new to it or curious, like how does how does it work? Do you ask a question? Do you just are you just open to receive an answer? Like what does it look like for you when you're doing it?
So yes and yes. So that one I just shuffled and I wasn't really thinking of anything, right? So I was just shuffling. You can ask your tarot deck anything. I put into Chat GPT once, I want 365 questions to ask a tarot deck. So that came up. So I have 365 questions to ask your tarot deck that is different every day because I tend to get caught on, am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? And so you want to change that up every once in a while. Like, what does my soul need? Am I making the right decision? You can easily do yes and no tarot with your tarot deck. So that would look like you shuffle your card, you ask a yes or no question. We'll ask a super easy one like, is it going to rain today in Nova Scotia? And then you pick your card. And so if it's upside down like this one is, that would be a no. If it was right side up like this one is, that would be a yes. So that's an easy way to start, right? Yes and no tarot. We do that in the Coven of the Woo Woo Sisterhood all the time. It's always a fan favorite, right? Like they want to know they ask their question and we pull a card. And sometimes the questions are like, I don't know, will I love my new job? Will I find love? And sometimes it's like, will I find something shopping this weekend that I'm looking for? Do you know what I mean? And so that's a fun way to start, but like you can ask it anything. Like, should I buy a green car? That would be a yes or no tarot question. But yeah, just ask it questions. And if you don't have a question and you just need some guidance for that day, just pull a card. You'll be fine.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but to explain to people like why this works, the idea is that you're connecting with your own intuition and your inner guidance, and that energy is guiding what card comes to you,
Yeah.
which one jumps out of the desk when you feel like stopping. Like that's the quote magic behind it is it's all your own knowing that sort
Yeah.
of guides this, which is why I was just thinking about that one on the rain. And I have a question that might be silly, but what would happen, or does it happen, where if you pulled the card and it came upside down, you said, "Is it going to rain today?" And the card comes upside down and says no, and then it does rain. That to me is like, a, does that happen? And what is the sort of explanation behind if we get it quote wrong? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if there's a wrong.
Right.
Um, and yet that's so frivolous. Is it going to rain today?
Yeah,
And think about the meteorologist, the weatherman. He gets it wrong all the time, right?
totally.
Nobody questions him,
Yeah.
right? So, um, it could just be your energy. Like I'm going out later and I don't want it to rain, so I could be putting my energy into that card. I don't want it to rain. Could be the way I phrased it, right? A lot of times people will say when we're doing yes and no tarot, they'll be like, is something going to happen soon? And soon is too broad. It doesn't really narrow it down. So right now it's not raining in Nova Scotia, so maybe that's what it's talking about. But sometimes the cards don't resonate. And I'll pull a card and I'll go, well, what the heck does that mean? Right? And this happened to me like about a month and a half ago. Um, I do a tarot circle and we all take turns drawing cards and you come with your tarot deck, you say this is why I brought it. You pull a card. If you're not an experienced reader, we help you read that card or I help you. I don't read it all during the tarot circle. And so one girl picked a card for me and it was the Three of Swords, which is all about a broken heart. And I was like, a broken heart? Why am I going to have a broken heart? And she goes, well, I see something's going to happen and your heart is going to be broken, but remember your heart is whole. And a month ago today, we lost our dog and my heart was broken. And so I didn't understand it until it happened, right? And so the other night I was doing something online and again, I pulled the Three of Swords for myself, and I was like, oh God, I can't do another broken heart. And it was my son has decided not to play baseball this summer. And, I've been a baseball mom for 20 years. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life now? Right. And I am brokenhearted, but he has to make his own decisions. And so, like, sometimes it doesn't resonate, and you need to sit in that energy and go, why, what happened? Or you need to let it go and then you'll be in your shower and go, oh, yeah, that's what that card meant, right? Because sometimes it's a little ahead of where we are in the physical.
Right. And I often wonder, like, if we're not ready to hear a message, like if
Mm,
we are sort of, it's like when we meet someone who has qualities that sort of put us off. It's often because we see that, like,
yes.
it's our own quality reflected back, and we're like, I'm not like that. It's often like that with the cards too, I think, where if you're looking for a particular answer, and you don't get that particular answer in the way that you expect it, you can sometimes think like, well, this is wrong, this is not correct, or
Yeah.
it didn't work for me. But when we're more open to the answer
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
releasing the expectation, then we can really get the wisdom that comes through.
And I often say to people, like, if this card doesn't resonate for you, sit with it. Like, journal on why it didn't resonate for you, why you think it doesn't affect you, right? And then let it go. And eventually it may come to you. I do a Facebook Live once a month on just my general Facebook page for anybody who's had a birthday. Now, I send them a birthday wish, I offer them a one card reading, and they have to reply back that they want that because I need that confirmation in their energy. And then I say, yes, I'm going to do a one card reading for you. So I do those once a month, and I'm just randomly reading for people. So I don't know if it resonates with them or not. But I read for my cousin's daughter last month. It was hilarious. And her name is TJ. And I'm like, I don't really know TJ. I know her mother. Like, she's my cousin. TJ's like in her 30s. She has a little boy. Anyway, I was like, it was about travel, and I'm like, TJ, I'm getting your son wants you to buy a camper. He wants you to go camping. And then I'm getting in the comments, oh my God, I'm sitting here with TJ, and that's exactly what's happening in our life. And I thought that was hilarious, right? I don't know TJ, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes it people go, oh, I don't know what that means. Maybe they don't want to know what it means. Um, I follow the philosophy that tarot tells us the truths we dare not tell ourselves, right? And, I've had clients that want me to read for their mother, daughter, sister, boyfriend, and I can't. I read for the person that is in front of me. I can't read for someone else. I don't have their permission. I don't have their energy. Um, I read for the person right in front of me. So I do get people that they say that's not what they need, but I know that's what they need. Like, I know. I had a client once, and her whole reading was about self-care and about doing things for herself and filling her own bucket first. But she didn't want to hear that. She wanted to hear how to support her family more. And I was like, you need to support your family by being happy for yourself. And but she didn't want to get that. And she wasn't ready to hear it, I guess. I don't know. That was just the way it goes.
Yeah. And so when you talk about doing a reading as opposed to pulling a card and
Yeah.
asking a question, what could that look like? Can you tell us about like what a spread is or what a reading with you what that experience might look like?
So I do readings in person here in my little office, and I also do them virtually. So, I've done them all around the world. Um, so basically, it's about an hour long, for the basic, for like the run of the mill kind of reading. I do a spread called the Celtic Cross, which is my favorite spread to do because it kind of touches on every part of your, um, of what you're seeking, right? It gives you knowledge about what your challenge is, what has happened in the past to cause this challenge, what is going to move forward, what your outcome is going to be. And it's about a 10 card spread. And that takes me about an hour to do. Now, afterwards, I'm going to send you a picture of your cards, and I'm either going to send you the transcript or the recorded video. And then you can go over it as much as you want. And during the reading, you can say, hey, I don't see that in my life. Or you can ask questions, or you can make comments. And the tarot loves questions. It thrives on questions. The more questions you ask tarot, the more successful your readings are going to be.
Yeah. Better questions, better answers too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do another one that's about 2 hours long, and it is I call it a birthday reading, but you can do it at any time of the year. And it is 24 cards. So it's two cards for every month, and those are your themes for the month. I then send you a picture of your theme for each month and let you know so you can journal on that or you can look into that. I don't ever think you should just walk away, and I know people do, from a tarot reading and go, okay, that was fun. I'm done with that. Do you know what I mean? It's always something that you should journal on, meditate on, figure out. That's another way to use your cards. You can pick a card. Let's pick a random card, and then you can meditate on that for the day or use it as your theme for the day, right?
Yes.
Oh, this one fell out earlier when we first started talking. And this is the Hanged Man. And as you can see, she is upside down, but she's not in any stress. And it is about surrendering. So you need to surrender to something. Maybe you need to surrender to the universe. Maybe you need to surrender to your surroundings. But all the green in this card tells me that she is happy doing what she's doing and it's building her confidence. I just did a aerial essence fitness class, and this was one of the moves we did. I was like, "Oh, I'm the hanged man now." Somebody should have taken my picture. But yeah, so you think the hanged man, you think, "Oh my God, that's like to do with death," and it's not. It's to do with surrender and surrendering into something in your life. Maybe it's surrendering into a healthier routine. Like tarot is always working with the needs of you. So it could be financial, it could be spiritual, it could be community, it could be family, it could be health, it could be your career, right? So you always have to take that into consideration. It's not just about finding love.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It can go a lot deeper than that. It can go as deep as we
Yeah.
want it to, or it could
Yeah.
be light if we want it to be light.
Yeah, exactly. And I say all the time, if you love yourself, you're going to put out a better energy
Yeah.
and people are going to find you,
Yeah. I
right?
love This is so interesting. And I mean, I feel like we could talk for ages about this because there's so much depth that can go into
Yeah.
this and so many different ways we can use it. I love what you're doing in community and offering these circles and these communities online. Can you tell us a little bit more about like if people are interested to dive in and they like your energy and your vibe and they're either interested to learn from you or be in community with you, like where do we send them?
Well, you can follow me on all socials. I'm Ravenheart Tarot, which is easy to find, and thank God it was that way. Like, thank God. And but my website is www.ravenhearttarot.com. There's a ton of information there. There's more coming up soon. Um, you can I'll give you the show notes. You can contact me directly at Jocelyn at ravenhearttarot.com. The Coven of the Woo Woo Sisterhood is like I love that community that I'm growing there. It's very small right now. It's a membership community. It's $9 a month. I read tarot in there live twice a month. You do get 20% off any courses that I offer or any readings that you might want. Um, but my philosophy is women are now collecting tarot cards. We're now like I see women and they have like 25 decks of tarot cards and nobody knows how to use them. And I want to teach women how to use these tarot cards and how to use them in their life. And they're not like glorified version of a male baseball card, right? Like you
Yeah.
can use these cards. And so that's really my mission to teach women how to use these in their lives and so they can prosper more and become who we are meant to become.
And you've been very generous offering our listeners a free trial in the Coven so that we can check it out and see what it's all about, experience for ourselves. And then I also would invite you to share about the what is your spirituality type freebie you were mentioning to me that we're going to
Oh,
include?
yeah. So the other night I was thinking about spirituality and I was talking with a friend, and there's a book and it's called The Five Love Languages. And I thought, hmm, what are the five languages of spirituality, right? Because we're not all the same. And I hear it all the time. Like I had one of my baseball mom's friends, she was like, like we were at an early morning game and she goes, I'm sure you were up early and pulled a tarot card and meditated on it and did the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, because it kind of calms me. It's a good way to start my day. And I said, and she goes, yeah, I just like to get up and hold my cup of coffee and sit in the stillness and breathe the coffee in. And I'm like, that is a spiritual practice. That is your spiritual practice. And mine is no righter than yours. And yours isn't wrong. And she's like, it is? I'm like, yeah, that's a spiritual practice. So all of this was coming into my head. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make a quiz to help people find out what their spiritual practice is. So I'm going to offer that to your listeners as well. Um, yeah, and it may go into a book. I have this in my head that needs to be written in a book, and I'm going to do some research and see if it's actually been done or not. But I really feel that we need to know. There's so many rules around other forms of spirituality that when there's no rules, people don't know what to do,
I know, it's funny, eh?
right? Your spirituality might be walking in nature. Digging in the garden. My sister loves to garden. She doesn't consider herself a spiritual person. And I'm like, but that's your spiritual journey is digging in the garden, right? And
Hmm.
so, yeah, it could be a multitude of things.
Hmm. I love that. You're so right, and I think that there is no prescriptive way to be a spiritual being, but we all are, and whether we acknowledge it or know it or can place it or not. So that's going to be really fun. I'll definitely take that quiz to see what mine is.
Yeah.
Um, And I'm also curious, can you share about the Lionsgate portal experience that you have going on that's going to be coming up in August?
Yeah, the Lionsgate portal happens every year around August 8th. It's like a 2 week portal that opens because the 8/8 is very auspicious. And so there's a lot of magic around that time. It's a great time for manifesting. So August 8th, I will do a Lionsgate tarot reading. I will do some Lionsgate information for you. It's a whole webinar. Um, and we'll do a meditation and we'll open up your manifesting channels so you can have the rest of the year the best that you want. And we can manifest whatever we want. I used to always manifest money. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I need more money. And last year during the Lionsgate portal, it came to me in a meditation that I needed more fun, that I needed more community, and that I needed more collaboration. It's led me here to you today, right? And I really enjoy talking about the spirituality part. And so that has led me to a more enriched life. And yeah, so I'd like to help you do that as well. So that will be August 8th, and I will send you a link for that as well. I start promoting it in June. It's a very low cost. I like to keep things low cost. I find women put themselves last in everything, and so if the price is too high, we're not going to do it, right? So it'd be about $25. It's not very expensive to join for a few hours and just relax. And if you can't make it on August 8th and you want the information, you just join and I'll send you the recording. There will be a recording, there'll be a little workbook for you to do. It'll be fabulous.
That sounds amazing. We'll definitely
Yeah.
have all of the links in the show notes. So if you're listening and trying to like furiously write things down, don't worry. We've got you. It will be in the show notes. Um, Man, this has been so fun. I am all fired up. I'm going to go pull some cards after this too. And I love the energy that you bring to this practice and how you're making it so accessible to women and allowing them to you're giving them the gift of knowing how to use this in a way that can empower them in their lives, and so that they can stop looking for answers outside of themselves and start looking for answers inside, which I absolutely love. So thank you for the work that you're doing in the world.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I love talking tarot, as you can probably tell. And I'm so honored to be here and to speak to your community. Yeah, look me up and just connect. Even if you don't want to join anything, let's just connect. I love
Right?
the connections.
Yeah.
So,
And follow
yeah.
along, be in her
Yeah.
energy. Jocelyn, if there's one thing you could leave listeners with today, what would it be?
Women are intuitive beings. So let's find our intuition again. It's been squashed down. And let's find it, whether it's through tarot or through sipping your coffee in the morning. Let's find it and let's become greater than we are now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And to everyone who made it through the episode, thank you for listening to this conversation. I hope that it served you. Please reach out to Jocelyn and I. Let us know that you heard about her here on the show and let us know what resonated most with you because this conversation, we are speaking to you, but we want you to speak back to us. Get in touch. Let us know so that we know how we can continue to support. And if this podcast was supportive, please share it with a friend. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can go follow Jocelyn on her socials, specifically TikTok. You were mentioning Jocelyn was somewhere that you like to show up
Yeah.
and offer value. So yeah,
Yeah, I do a daily card pull on TikTok and I'm Ravenheart Tarot. So you can just go see the video. I very rarely show my face on TikTok. It's just me and the cards.
I love it. That's great. Well, thank you again for being here. Thank you for the listeners um, for tuning in today. And until next week, keep on growing like a mother.